Hey, it's your girl RMT checking in to let you know you rocking with the hottest in the motherfucking city, DJ J Skrilla.
Hey, man, let me talk my shit real quick.
Ain't some shit that I wear though.
This ain't my steez. This ain't my steez. What's happening,
It's
brother?
not mine either, bro.
What's happening? How y'all doing? He walk like he gonna fall down. What my lady talking about? Did you make it safe?
Yeah.
I just got off the phone with Diego.
He
just gave me the drop to the spot on the peso. And then niggas grab it and stay low. And then niggas savage, they stay on the payroll. Hop it up, toast it like egos. Pop it like cause I got the say so. Yeah, talking tornado. Niggas thinking the G tornado. That shit got 100 shoot from any angle.
I don't fuck with these niggas, they pussy.
They really be rainbow.
Hope you don't try to get right without tweaking. Lil' bro said he not on the tangle. Singles, they ready to mingle. Won't stay with the can like he sponsored by Prank. But the
I'm finagling shit. Fuck a hoe, some my little niggas bang off the
for
hip.
the niggas who dead, we gon' bang off the rib. Had to fill with lead and we fled, now we changing the whip. Too many shots on the stick, I'ma shoot till it's over, no change in the clip. It was hot, so my little niggas flaming it quick. We ain't stopping till niggas is claiming it's quits. I'm not a hiker, but you know I stay with a stick in the wood when I sit in the tent. I'm too high, but I'm good, cause it's on me. I got up and when shit get intense.
I done jumped in the water, I need a little rinse. Wanna Tony, I get you a Kevin Durant.
Fuck my landlord, you know I'm taking your power if niggas ain't paying the rent.
I just got off the phone with Diego.
Yeah.
He just gave me the drop to the spot on the peso. Nigga was grabbing and stay low.
I'm up here capping like another
They
words.
stay on the payroll.
Shout out Beto, man.
Shout out Beto. That was the most tagged artist. Nobody ain't really send us no music, but we was like, shit, that was the most tagged artist we seen. So shit, we just, you know what I'm saying, had to play my nigga real quick. Shout out Beto.
Continue to tag artists and send us artists that y'all want to hear. What's the name of that song?
Lay low.
Lay low. That's Beto. Lay low. Song of the week, man.
Bro, y'all ain't even correct me, bro. I said fucking locally.
Oh no, I thought you knew what you said, bro.
I fucked that all the way up,
They
bro.
probably think you a complete dumbass.
A dummy, bro.
I don't get it. Where's the error?
You right.
Where's the error?
You ain't hear that nigga say locally?
I said locally artists.
Oh.
Yeah.
I fucked
Can
all
you
the way up.
make sure y'all send me some locally artists?
I said, what the fuck, bro?
I'm like,
Hey,
this
y'all
nigga
niggas
retarded.
did not correct me, bro.
I caught it too.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
hurt my feelings, bro. Y'all didn't even say it during the
you gotta.
show, bro.
I feel like if people saw like the faces I make when people fuck up words, I
Bro, it
make
was
some
on
hard-ass
us.
bloopers.
What's poppin'?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, you probably should have saw my face because I was like, this
Damn.
nigga said locally. Complete jackass.
Fuck you, nigga.
Cool. It's cool, man. Players fuck up.
I
Just
said,
like me.
And I said that shit twice, bro.
Yeah, locally. You thought about the word too. That's what's fraud. He said locally artists. I said, oh, like this nigga retarded.
Oh, shit,
All
it's
right.
hot.
What's poppin'?
But
Locally
shit.
artists, man. And we starting off a little late today because I myself was late as shit coming in here. I woke up late as hell. So
We thought something was wrong.
I
Cause you
just-
sent that message this morning. We like, bro, there's something wrong with Mo. Yeah, bro.
damn, my show was upsetting y'all shit at like 9 a.m. They fell right back asleep.
Hell yeah.
Gang. What's poppin'?
People tuned in on the live, but
Yeah, on the
Yes, sir.
live. Your shit be jumping.
Sometimes the people respond.
But shit, let's go ahead and get straight into
up,
it,
man?
man. It's
I'm Mo Gotti.
It's NTG checking in.
DJ J Skrilla checking in. What's poppin'?
Was good.
how my fellas doing today, man?
Well, shit, what you say, PT? I'm doing good though. I'm straight on this side.
I'm cool. I'm chilling. You know, I got the nice little day, nice little weather.
Hell yeah.
Nice little day, nice
Feel
little
me?
weather. You ain't got no
I
packed
took some-
schedule, do you?
I took some.
I do.
Cool.
Of course.
Oh, you do?
Of course.
Pack schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got some stuff I gotta get done. What's poppin', J
Oh, I
Pack?
know he's got to get done.
Yeah.
But yeah, he what's it called, bro? I took some nice flicks of him today, bro. Them motherfuckers was,
Took
bro.
some nice flicks of them.
Went stupid.
Huh?
Shout out Urban
I'll
Genius and shout out Seven House and Rob just joking.
All right, hell yeah.
Rob and Seven House on the hoodie, Urban
Motherfucking
Genius on the
hoodie.
sandals for sure.
Hard.
And I got
Shop Black Brands.
hard.
You know
and
the
shout
vibes.
out Stack Hustle. I got your shirt on. It's cold. I'm under the weather, so I ain't gonna really.
This guy.
Yeah, but shout out Stack Hustle.
guy.
We gonna have the pictures on the ground for you and shit. baby.
Shit, shout out Jumpman23. Shout out Gucci. Shout out
Shout out Gucci.
Shout out Detroit
Gucci.
Tigers.
Shout out Gucci.
Got that money.
Shout out
Yeah,
Gucci.
That's what I got on. I ain't got no. You feel me? But
I feel you.
Shout
Support
out-
the racists.
No, I'm not supportive. This the only bet I got.
Niggas like you.
But let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all want to we can recap about last week real quick.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go ahead and give a recap. So I did run those polls. I don't know. Actually, the response was crazy. I appreciate everybody who was really tuned in. We had over 100 people who actually voted on it, so that was good. So to reveal the response after the poll, I would say that it was 68%. Well, starting off the poll, let's start there. Starting off the poll, 5 people originally voted no. Like the first 5 people, and if you don't know what we're referring to whether or not if you had a book that was in front of you that says, book full of understanding, do not open, whether or not you will open it. The first 5 people said no. The first ratio was 5-1, and then eventually the percentage jumped from like 68 to 32. So 68% said yes, 32% said no. Some of the reasons behind that was interesting as well, because some people said that some people said that they learn best off of experience. So necessarily opening and that was a good response. Opening a book does not necessarily do anything for them because, again, some things they're better off learning through experience. Right, exactly. And I feel that because there are some things, that we're told that we don't really, abide by or listen to until we actually go through some things. So experience is key to it. I can honestly say that. In terms of any other reasoning, some people said that the reason why they would not open it is just because, like, if it says don't open it, I guess, like, abiding by the rules. Now, in opposed to that, somebody did bring up a valid point, and what they said was that every successful person has bent a rule at some point, which is valid, because I do not know a successful person that hasn't bent a rule at some point. Right. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all who did tune in, and shout out to y'all who did give a lot of feedback. We're just doing a recap. I can't touch on all of them, but for the most part, thank y'all.
Yeah, definitely, for real.
And it is true, you believe it or not, a lot of people would not open the book. More than what I expected.
That's crazy.
More than what I expected.
I'm opening that bitch with the swiftness, nigga.
I don't mind knowing what's going to happen.
Me either.
Because you can either, shit.
Because you can really affect that change. You feel me? So
yeah, that's a control variable at that point.
And how I looked at it again, there's a lot of people out here with knowledge that can't do nothing with it, don't know what to do with it. So, and from how I see it is if I'm opening a book that's that's a book full of understanding. Well, some people argue that it will stun their growth, when in reality it really won't, because knowledge is knowing, but wisdom is being able to take what you know and apply it to your life. Right. So it's really up to you and to determine what you're going to do with what, with the information that you're being given. I mean, I could have the script step by step how to make $1 million, but I'm going to need to be able to apply those rules to my life. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what separates knowledge from wisdom, and which will separate, whether or not you become stagnant or whether or not there's still room for growth.
Right.
What's up, y'all? What's popping?
You feel me? So we gonna be doing this a lot. We're gonna be tapping in with our fans and supporters a lot. You know what I'm saying?
A whole lot more.
Thank y'all too, by the way.
Definitely. So thank y'all for everybody that did, for everyone that did reply, give us feedback. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, y'all?
We definitely appreciate y'all. What's
I
up,
like
y'all?
your hat. You're welcome. I like your socks, bro. I gave his girl a compliment and got to compliment him. I didn't want him to get upset. Like, bro, you're talking to my girl. Bro, fuck you. And your lady.
That was kind of hear you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Mo got scared.
He was about to whoop my ass.
I thought a nigga who couldn't stand on what they saying said so. That's what I thought. I thought a nigga who couldn't stand on what they were saying.
Mo got scared.
He was about to whoop me, bro. He was about to go through this glass.
He wasn't about to be on shit.
We was gonna be
stomp that nigga ears together.
But like we said,
about to send him my hell.
What's it called? So we do have some great things, some good things to talk about. Yes, but starting off today's episode, we're gonna start off with introduce our first topic.
What's up, guys? This is Mo here. I had a friend. She asked me. It was we was high as hell. She asked me some real deep. She asked me a deep ass question, and it was She was like, a lot of people, they felt like we as in black people, we deserve reparations. Me myself, I don't think we don't deserve it. I believe shit. We built this country, so I wouldn't mind receiving some back ends for what we did. However, she asked, because we were promised 40 acres and a mule. Well, our African slave descendants, they were promised 40 acres and a mule. So, we never got the 40 acres, as you can see, in the mule. So she asked, what would be, in today's age, a perfect or a complimentary version of the 40 acres and a mule? So, yeah, she posed that question to me. So, what do you guys think would be a perfect, not even perfect, but a good simile? That's not even the right word for it. But, a good contrast to 40 acres and a mule. What would you think would be equivalent to? That's the word.
I was gonna say before before we both got into it, I was gonna say just explain to him like what that is like.
Okay, so 40 acres and a mule.
Like with the whole meaning behind it. Like,
okay, so reparations. Yeah. If you don't know what reparations mean, reparations in layman's terms is you receive revenue from your oppressor for their wrongdoings.
Okay, so revenue for your oppressor, y'all follow along.
Yeah, y'all got that. So if you say I was actually ignorant to the situation. I thought Native Americans got reparations. They did in a sense, and this is also what the government will say about black people as well, because they'll say that they gave us reparations in the form of welfare, in the form of child support, because in some ways it does grant, the poor black families some type of wellness. You get what I'm saying? Like it does grant them food stamps. It grants them some homes. I mean, although there's Section 8, you get what I'm saying? They said that's reparations. We gave you somewhere to live. Mm-hmm. It may not be the best place, but they gave you somewhere to live. I thought that they gave Native Americans casinos. That was just, my ignorant thought, because that's what I was told. When you look at it, they gave them casinos, but it's 900 Native American tribes. The U.S. only claims 400. So there's 500 people who's not getting homes. They're not getting their casino money. They're not getting no land. They're not getting a whole lot of shit. So, I mean, they'll make it seem like, they pushed back and gave them everything. They say they have programs for Native Americans. And if my nose sounds stuffy, it's because it is. So if y'all can't hear me, I'm going to try to enunciate a little better. But Native Americans, they got little programs where you can get scholarships because you are Native American. The same with black people. They feel like that's a form of reparations. Although the scholarships aren't as frugal as a real full ride scholarship. Mm-hmm. They may give you like a 5%, 10%, down because you are of your ethnic diversity or whatever.
Right.
So, once again, she posed the question, what do you feel like is what is equivalent to 40 acres and a mule? Because giving me welfare obviously has not worked. As well as when you granted us this 40 acres and a mule, we never got close to getting back on our feet until 6 generations later, which is from 1865 to 1960. We were never at an even playing field, you get what I'm saying, until 1960. And they were already 6 generations ahead. So what would be equivalent to receiving that revenue back?
Well, I think, for starters, to say, for me personally, money is not going to be able to buy my freedom. So I don't even care if you gave out 1 million scholarships. I don't care if you gave out $20,000. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. None of that means anything, because that can't buy my freedom. You know what I mean? Freedom is different. And I think there are more things that we will probably value now. I would say at least a decent human being that would value more than monetary, money. Let's just say money. So in my opinion, I would say justice, because right now that's just something that we've been begging for. I think justice is something that we've been asking for since the beginning of time. You know what I mean? We want justice for the things that, that are not right. But in terms of really, to be completely honest, there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? To
right that wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do to right that wrong, because it's bad. It's all bad all the way around. Like, there's nothing you can do you can't buy back time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So right there alone, that right there, money can't do that. But I would say if it's something that we want more than anything is justice. So maybe let's get justice on these cases that we've been asking for. Maybe we can show there's some change, because to me that would be a reparation. Change in the whole thing in itself would be reparation, and it's something that we've been wanting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That holds more value than money. Money can't buy my freedom, and money can't bring a person back to life. You know what I mean? Plenty slaves die behind stuff like this. So when you look at it, a scholarship can't really, I mean, God forbid I'm going to take it and I'm thankful for it, but a scholarship can't do shit for me. There are people who've lost their lives. You know what I mean? There's lives that was on the line. So
they're licking his lips and shit.
More effort on halting the damage and not sweeping it under the rug. Valuable point.
What she said?
More effort on halting the damage and not sweeping it under the rug.
I want her to expand on that, so if you
So-
can, let me know.
Can you expand on it? Let's see.
But yeah, I definitely agree with Skrilla because you know what I'm saying.
Before you go, you
right.
said justice for reparations. Okay, go ahead.
And I was going to, and it's just really to add on, like, you know, that's at least where we can at least start, you know what I'm saying, to go forward. Because, like, as you can see, a lot of, like you said, even from 1960 on, like, you feel me, us trying to fight for what we, fight for rights that we, you know what I'm saying, barely have now.
Right.
You feel me? Because I barely feel like we barely got the rights that we do. Like, that statue, like, the liberty, like, I feel like African Americans as a whole, we have no type of liberty. You know what I'm saying? So, therefore, I feel like the least we can do is start with justice and then just move on forward from there. Then, we can start having our, our own things, you know what I'm saying? Like basically like on our own, just have our own type of communities, like our own bank. Like we have our own communities, but like we can own these things, you know what I'm saying? Like, such as banks, you know what I'm saying? Grocery stores and, because if you think about it, you feel me? White people, they own all of this stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, such as banks and all that. We giving all our money to, you know what I'm saying, the white people.
Right.
And if we, you know what I'm saying, start taking those, and like if we start getting those, what is that? I really can't pronounce that. Reparations.
Yeah.
Like if we start getting those reparations, I feel like we can definitely start, you know what I'm saying, moving forward, like I said, we're getting those banks, grocery stores, and building our own community, you know what I'm saying, within the, country that we built.
So let me stop you there. So you said we should start building our own community. When we tried that back in with Tulsa, Oklahoma, when they shut down the black market. I said the black market, but the black economy, the first Black Wall Street.
Oh yeah. I was about to say I seen something about that, but I never really looked.
So my form of reparations was never. I mean, justice is very great, but what do people kill each other for? What will people kill for? Money. They will kill for money. Although I don't think there's no real amount of money that you can pay for what you did to our ancestors, right? So I don't want no upfront money. We were 6 generations behind. You can't really pay 68 million black people what? Let's just say at the bare minimum we deserve. At the I won't even say at the bare minimum. I'm talking about like scratch the surface bare minimum. We deserve $500,000 a piece. That wouldn't do shit for real. Because we're 6 generations behind. I don't really want the money, but what I do want is to build our community, right? Mm-hmm. What's a quick way to do that? Give each black person 2% stocks in whatever they want. They get to own 2% in whatever business in America they want. So say like I wanted 2% of Tesla. Tesla is worth 300 billion, maybe. That might be stretching it. Let's say Tesla's worth 300 million. Yeah. 2% of 300 million is $6 million. That covers a community already in itself.
Yeah.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So if you give each black person 2% in stake of the country they helped build in, we're going to be paid enough to build our own community where they want school reform. Each black person, goofy. Each black person has enough to make a change some way. You get what I'm saying? Schools, they'll have a way to reform for HBCUs. They'll have a way to build a different community for somebody. A 2% stock in just Tesla is $6 million. You get what I'm saying? Like, or not stock, 2% ownership. I feel like we should have ownership in this because we built this shit.
And that would be, I think that would be a great thing. But we have to be more realistic here. Is that even possible if we were to give 2% of a stock of an earning ownership to each black person? There would not be enough percents. You know what I mean? 2% is not enough to go around.
And this is how I also felt. Like,
if
it's 2%, you can't use all 2% on one company. So put a hold on it. You have 2%. You can use 0.3, 0.5, 0.8. Now you are you're a percentage owner in said company. Obviously, you can't use over 0.5 on one company.
But so let's flip the script now.
Right.
If we were to do that, which I mean that would be dope. I think it would be nice. Yeah. I think it would be kind of hard to do something like that, considering the fact there's so many of us,
and that's why money won't work.
And contrast, it's almost like flipping the script, because right now that puts us at the advantage, and now I would say they would be considered the minority in this situation just because they don't have access to what we do. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then there's an advantage on our end. And I'm not a person. I'm not a tit for tat type of person. I'm a person that likes to get even. So getting even does not look like me being on top of the next race. It's literally me trying to be even with you, meaning let's meet each other on the same level. Giving us 2% of each, or giving us 2% and letting us decide where we can put that into whatever stocks, is only putting us above the next person. And being underneath the next person, when you're being looked at and knowing what that feels like, I personally do not want to be in a position to where I could say I'm above the next person. I want to meet each other at the same level, because again, that's what we should be striving for. I think that some people have it in their minds to be better than another race. You know what I mean? To be above, because they have that mindset of it's tit for tat. Well, you was above me at this point. Now it's my turn. Now it's time to be on top. And I get that, and I get the frustration behind that. But me personally, I'm not a fan of getting. I don't be trying to get even with people. I'm trying to meet you at the same level. You know what I mean? And at the same time, morally, where I'm asking for equality. Okay. I'm not asking to be above the next individual.
So to stop you there, if they were already 6 generations ahead, how do you catch up to become equal? Because we're not equal right now.
I mean, it's definitely not by giving 2% to each stock. I mean,
how so? How so? Because
how so does it do it?
This country is already a capitalist country. People, what were people doing during this pandemic? They was fighting over toilet paper, over $10 toilet paper. Like, they were acting an ass over something minuscule, but it's because of the revenue that it brings in. You're going to hurry up, buy all this toilet paper before they flip it to a higher price. Mm-hmm. This money, although, I don't really feel like you can really pay us back for what we did. But at the same time, we were set back for these reasons. You want to rebuild a community, you can't rebuild a community without any type of money. You can't rebuild, as much as it's going to suck to say, you can't rebuild a community with no justice, for real. I don't really believe so. Because like you said, they repaid, supposedly, us with welfare. That's what they felt was justice. They repaid us with child support. They felt that was justified. They felt like that was justice. That was their form of reparations in itself. So, in asking for justice, what are we really asking for? Because they're going to try to flip it anyways.
I mean, asking for justice to, again, this is just me personally, that's something that I would want to get even with. Not being financially above somebody, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or being like in these social categories that they classify us in as middle class, poor, XYZ. I don't want to get even that way. I want to get even with justice. So if I'm asking for something and something that I feel like we need more right now, I don't think that we necessarily need money. And I feel like money is really just one aspect of it. Money can come with equality. that's having access to the same resources and the same things that everybody else has access to.
Right.
And everything else will fall in line with that.
Right.
But me going to, and me just asking, to me, I'm taking less by just taking the money. That's like somebody killing somebody close to me that's black, you know what I mean, or whatever the case, and it's wrong, police brutality, and then they offer the family money to let the officer walk. Money's not going to bring him back to, you know what I mean? It's the simple fact of making change, and you don't change. I mean, granted that finances can change a lot, but money can't change everything, and a lot of people. You can have access to this money all you want, but again, knowledge is knowing, but are you able to know what to do with that money? Are you going to be able to really apply yourself to what you have access to?
Build the community.
And part of that is part of being able to do that is having equal access to the resources that everybody else have access to.
And how do you get that? Through justice?
Justice is not justice is just a form. Justice is just a form. But I said again, if I'm going to be asked for anything, I'm going to be asking for equality. Justice is a form of equality. Finance is a form of equality. I'm not asking for something that's going to that's not going to be able to change anything. Granted, it's not going to be the overall. In fact, if they know that that's something that they're putting in front of us, like, oh, okay, they want money, then the things that are still going on are only going to be covered up with money. In my opinion, you know what I mean? They only going to try to hush you up with money.
And I agree that's not that would happen if we were just to get money. That's all that, cause bro, that just, you know what I'm saying, keep throwing money. Like I feel like it would be a cover up, honestly.
Exactly why you don't ask for money, because if you ask for a stake in ownership, at some point you're gonna have to know what you're owning. You're gonna have to be educated on what you're owning. If you're an owner, you're gonna have to know what is it that you are invested in. Mm-hmm. So in the turn of you being invested in something, now you're getting educated on. You're getting your foot in the door, pretty much. You got your foot. You got your plate at the table, because now you're an owner. You're an owner with all these other big shot people. They got plugs everywhere. They got plugs with other millionaires, other world changed people who change the world, people who actually have a stake in this world, who has a say-so, people who control people who control the education system, pretty much. Mm-hmm. People who the higher class people, they control what we do. They control what's going on above. They control all of it. So if we have our foot at the table, although money may be the outcome of what we get with the stocks. I'm cool. But at the same time, we still get the education. As long as we're getting the education part of it, we're going to be able to rebuild our community, because we already have this stock or the ownership in us. I would say it's not just as simple as they're throwing money at us. You're throwing some stocks that we have to learn. Like if anybody knows anything about stocks or ownership at all, like, you're just not going to receive any dividends automatically. Yeah. You're just not going to receive anything. You have to figure this shit out. You have to learn it. You have to become a business person to learn how to do this shit. If you build, 68 million of us, a bunch of motherfuckers gonna fuck up that little stock or whatever. A bunch of black people, they gonna fuck up their money and try to do all the wrong shit with it. But let's get a benefit of the doubt and say 40% of the black people do the right thing with their stock. That's 20 million people who figured out, not 20, that's 15 million people how to figure out what to do when they get in a position of power. And now they can rebuild a whole community that was already depleted.
Well, let's be realistic here. Mm-hmm. Let's separate what is. So within our culture, there's a lack of us. It's a problem with us helping the next. In fact, we're busy trying to get above each other. You know what I mean? Within our own culture. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to say that, okay, because again, there is some people who would not know what to do with that. There is some people who will know what to do with that.
Right.
But even in the sense that the people that do know what to do with that, who's to say that they're really going to come back and help? Again, it's proven in our community that that there are certain individuals that take pride in being on top of the next person. This is happening within our own community.
But that's every community.
That's not all.
How isn't it?
I mean, it's definitely in every community.
There's billionaires who could really make a change.
I mean, are they making a change?
For what? For new technology? White people, Bill Gates, he's a billionaire. Elon Musk is a billionaire, and everybody's talking about eat the rich or some shit. Ain't that what they be saying? Eat the rich. They're billionaires. Their goal is to continue to make money. What's Amazon's dude? Jeff Bezos?
Mm-hmm.
He like 17 billion. Everybody's saying eat the rich because he just wants to continue to make billions and billions and billions. So it ain't just like black people are the only people who are like
that's not
trying to be on top though.
It's not that they're trying to be on top, but I'm saying is the support system that you're going to get within one community, and then you compare it to another community. There's obviously a difference. We know that. We cannot ignore that. There's obviously a difference. Otherwise, there would be the same problems. If not, I mean, in terms of they do face the same problems, but when you look at the statistics, there wouldn't be much of a difference had that been the case. You know what I mean? So there's obviously something that we're falling short on. And again, when you look at here's a prime example. When you look at the statistics for black on black crime versus the statistics for white on white crime, there's an issue. You see what I mean? And what I'm saying is that's just a form of it. I'm just saying I'm saying that's a form of it. There's an issue that means that there's something somewhere, and that's just one point where we're doing something wrong. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So before I can go and just give somebody money or something, well, the issue itself needs to be fixed. Because
what do you think the issue is? Because people are literally dying for what? People steal for what? Because they need.
Money.
People kill for what? Because they need.
It's for power, really, too.
Well, yeah, that. Yeah, okay. People do kill for power. Yeah. People steal. Most of crimes is because people are in need. People need something or a frail ego. It's one of the two. Either ego or they're just in dire need. And for a long ass time, we in the community have been in dire need. There hasn't been looking within the city. Like, think about IPS schools pretty much. Their schools is run down, their books is fucked up. Like, teachers, bro, my brother went to Howell last year, bro. Them niggas wasn't in school ever. Like, they'll literally miss. I think they were in class before COVID. Like, they was in class 3 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would never get that anywhere else in a white community. So it ain't just like that. We have the problem. It's a problem in our community, but it's been a problem because that's what they set up. They set up for us. It's been a problem because we have no way to fix it yet, per se. We don't have no money to fix these communities yet. We don't have no education. No one's taught inner city how to rebuild, pretty much.
And shit, hold on. With you saying that, because you did say something about, like, you know, these people, like, eat the rich or whatever, or, you know what I'm saying, those people that, like, or, like, the rich people, you know, you said there are people that are millionaires, you know what I'm saying, billionaires can help these communities. Right. You feel me? Like, if that's the case, like, why do you think it's a reason why, you know what I'm saying, some of these people that are, you know, if not rich, that are wealthy, if not rich, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think they not trying to put in?
Are you talking about for black people or just in general?
I'll say, well, let's just start at black people first.
Black people, because we don't have enough money. It ain't really enough money. Name 5 black billionaires.
Jay-Z, P. Diddy, LeBron James,
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. LeBron ain't a billionaire. Mayweather ain't a billionaire.
He's definitely a billionaire.
No. He's like 500 million.
No, he won 600 million off of one fight. How's he 500 million?
Somebody got to show me
His
this.
net worth is...
You got to show me this.
I was about to say, but LeBron definitely a billionaire.
He ain't a billionaire yet. He on the way. He's on the way. But he ain't there yet. His net worth is 700. What's it? Net worth is 560 million.
This is on.
Investopedia puts the net worth much higher, somewhere between 700 million and $1 billion. Okay. So he may be at $1 billion, and he may be under.
And again, this is as of
2020. The mine say February 19th, 2020.
February 19th of 2020.
Yeah. So yeah, between 700 million and $1 billion. Now hurry up and name 5 white billionaires. Because you can do that on the fly. We struggle to even find four or five black billionaires.
We said that quick. What you mean?
You said LeBron, so find the 5th one. Oprah. There you go. Oprah. Now what's next? How many like other black billionaires? I can tell you like it's Bill Gates, it's Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. If I can think of some white people who really own something, I don't know their names because it's too many fucking billionaires. Who else is a billionaire?
I mean, if it was that easy, you would have named it that quick, like you just said.
I mean, it's definitely.
You know the black people who are billionaires because it's so minuscule. It's not that many.
But I see what you're saying too.
You know the big name ones because these are the companies that we're interested in. Amazon, Tesla. Who else I just named? Somebody. Bill Gates. What's that? Google. Who had Apple? Steve Jobs before he died. Like these are companies that I would know, so I would know the billionaire who owns it. Yeah. It's a bunch of other shit these rich white people own that they're billionaires. I don't know their name. Shit, Trump a billionaire.
And you don't know their name probably because they're not doing enough.
Exactly.
So, and this brings up my point.
Exactly.
If we have these same people who are not doing enough, who are in the position to do that, it's that's what I'm saying. It's money would not fix that because it's proven right now that these same people who are in the position, and I'm not just talking about within our community. I'm talking about the people who are billionaires that you do not know nothing about. Prime example is probably because they're not doing enough.
But they're not obliged to do anything. We were granted 40 acres and a mule. We're not just asking for it because we pulled it out our ass. Like, we were granted it in the Constitution, 40 acres and a mule. So if you're going to tell me on paper that we're getting 40 acres and a mule because we helped build this country, give me my shit. You get what I'm saying? Because you felt like, all right, and if you really felt like that wouldn't have solved the problem, you would have gave me my shit. You get what I'm saying? If you really felt like 40 acres and a mule wouldn't have put us at the same equal playing field, you would have gave me my shit. Other than that, me arguing for it and you pushing it back and you trying to subside it with welfare or trying to subside it with Section 8 housing, you thought that was equivalent to my 40 acres and a mule. And it isn't. And it's proven that it isn't. So at what point do you really think that's going to be at an equal playing field? Especially if you told me, my whole point is like we didn't just ask for it out of nowhere. President Johnson stopped it. He nullified it. But Lincoln granted us fucking 40 acres and a mule after the war, after the Civil War. So if you're going to grant me something to become equal because you felt like it was equal at the time, give me what you believe is equal. And if it wasn't equal, you wouldn't have offered it. Or if it was not equal, they wouldn't have pushed back so we wouldn't get it. That's truly how I feel about it.
I think that I feel like we're going to keep going, like, because I definitely see your perspective, and I do think that money can definitely contribute. I'm not discrediting the value of money and what it can do, but what I am saying is, we look at all this and we're going off of what's happening right now. There's a bunch of people who are in a powerful position with money who aren't doing what they need to be doing, who are still trying to get above the next person. You see what I mean? Yeah. So in the sense that you're asking for stocks and these things to say that, oh, these people that do have access to this, who are now bringing in money, we're relying on them to make a difference and to make up for what we've missed out on how many years? I'm not doing that because I'm going off of what I know. If I know there are people in a position right now that can make a difference that aren't making a difference, I can only imagine I can only imagine, because I also know the problems that we face in our community. We struggle with being at the same level. There's always somebody who's trying to get above the next person. And that isn't just a problem in our community, like you said. But what I'm saying is, I think it is a bigger problem. I think we're less likely to help each other. I think we're way less likely to help each other than the next race. I do think that. And again, I can only reach that assertion based off of the statistics. You see what I mean?
But I feel like
I
feel like the statistics is controlled though.
I don't think that that's controlled. I think if we literally look at the names of the people who have died from, and again, this is just one point that I'm bringing up, black on black crime versus white on white crime. That's not a controlled statistic. This is reality. You see what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying.
This is not a controlled statistic. So if I'm going off of the facts, I'm not going off of what could possibly be. I'm going off of the facts of what I know, not of what could possibly be. You don't know that the statistics are being controlled in this aspect. We do not know that. That is an assumption. You see what I mean? But to go off of the facts, when you're looking at the facts right now says that black on black crime is way higher than any other race. You see what I mean? If I'm going off of that, and again, you said that money is a reason behind that, why would somebody be killing the next person for money to do what? To be above them. If that is a problem right now, why would you're giving these people money expecting them to make a change? These same people.
Yeah, the same people who are killing for money who need something. Some people are killing for ego and some people are killing for money. Have you heard the expression, would you kill for $1 million in cash? I'm pretty sure if everybody had $1 million in cash, ain't nobody about to. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But it's actually. But I feel like it would be less of an issue.
Absolutely. You know how many people sit here and say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this, and I know I ain't got no business doing, but once I reach this point, I'm gonna stop." How many people? That's how a lot of these drug dealers really get caught up, because they say, "I'm gonna use this to make a way." And then whatever way that they're trying to make, they make, but then they don't stop there. They get money hungry. So that's what goes after the next person. So, and like I said, when you look at it all like this, how likely are these people to really come? Are we really about to rely on these people to come back and help us?
Okay, so once again, argue your point for justice. So what is justice going to do? Because like you said...
No. I said justice is a form. What I'm going for is equality. Okay. That's what I'm going for. And equality is a broad aspect in terms of we're looking at resources, we're looking at finance, we're looking at justice, we're looking at it from
how do we get there? How do we get there then?
I mean, I personally do not know.
Okay.
That wasn't the original question. The original question stated, what do you think will be a decent reparation for what they didn't do?
Okay.
And my response was equality, not saying that I knew that I had the script and the manual to get there.
Because I was about to say, if he did, we'd probably be straight. Right?
We would be there. Because knowing me, this is something. This is something that I would gladly take the initiative. If I really knew, I would gladly do that, because I know that there are people out here who need that. Yeah. You know what I mean? There are people who really do need that, but right now, I don't have the answers, and we probably don't have the answers because we're not working together to get the answer.
That is true.
Definitely.
We're not working together to get the answer. So again, no, I'm not going to trust that these same people that were given 2% of whatever stock they want to come back and rescue the next person who may not know or have the advantages of even just that person. You know what I mean? Who may not know. There are some people who, you know what I mean, who would know what to do with it, and there are some people who would not know what to do with it. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to rely on these people that do know what to do with it to come back and help the people who don't know what to do with it, without them manipulating or trying to get over. Because again, we live in a society that no one wants to be equal. People want to be above one another.
So it sounds like we damned if we do, damned if we don't, because we ain't getting no equality from no government. And if you,
I'm a fan of speaking things into existence, and this is something that although it seems hard to achieve right now, do I think we're taking the correct steps that we need to in order to make sure that this does happen? Yes. Do I think that there are more steps that we do need to be taken? Yes. But to say that it's not achievable, no, absolutely not.
In our lifetime,
it's not achievable. I'm gonna tell you why it's not. It's achievable, because they need us. They need us. And there's a lot of things that we do that we contribute to that they need. And without us, there's a lot of things that won't happen. So is it possible? Yes. But again, what that looks like, that means stop invest. That means stop putting your money towards these, you know what I mean, certain things that you know that you're not supposed to be putting your money towards. That, you know what I mean. There's a sense of accountability that needs to be there. That's absent within the black community.
And how do we get it?
I don't have the answers to. I don't have the tools to that. But really, what that means is just like people like you and I who do know who to help held each other accountable.
Yeah.
And part of them is being like, okay, we set that example, but we also let them know, like, look, we fall short too.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean. And even though I do fall short, I'm still going to. The first step I'm going to do. I'm acknowledging that I'm fall short. I'm holding myself accountable. And then that's where other people, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a domino effect. But we can't ask for people to hold themselves accountable if we're not doing it on our own. And not just saying us, I'm just talking about in general. Like anybody who says that phrase, I hope that you're holding yourself accountable.
Right.
Because again, we do live in a society full of peons too that are followers. And in this situation, it's possible that a peon could pay off. I would rather you be a peon to the right things, follow after the right things. You know what I mean? Rather than you be a peon to the things that you know aren't good for you, and follow after things that you have no business chasing.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's just how I see it.
Damn, we spent the whole show talking about that shit.
We did, but I think at the end of the discussion, I think that it was because there was I had a roadblock in my head too, actually, like kind of thinking about it. I'm like, I'm thinking about the actual percent. Like
the
2%.
Percent might be a little outstretched. I don't know. I'm saying maybe you give the cap is 2%, but you can't spend all 2% in one industry. You're gonna have to dibble and dabble and disperse your taxes, your percentage. So at the most you can probably use 0.3%, 0.4% as in said stake or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then shit, hopefully that's frugal enough for you. I mean, what, 3% of Tesla and it's 300 million, what's that, 2 million? 3 million? 3 million?
30.
Yeah, 3 million. So I mean, I guess, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's just an idea.
So what we'll do is,
I don't know. I'll ask y'all.
We're gonna ask y'all too. We'll at some point look for it. Well, by the time you watch this episode, it already happened. But we will be issuing a poll to see what do y'all think will be a great way to make up for what they promised us that didn't happen. So in a sense, what do you think that would make up for all the work that we've put in?
It's a good form of reparation.
Reparation. And then whatever it is that you think will be a good form, how do you get there? Don't just come with an answer. And if you don't know, that's fine. I'd rather you say you don't know. But if you do know how to get there, be sure to enlighten us, because, you know, we can at least try to make those steps to get there. Yeah, at least do our part on our end, since this is something that we're drawing awareness to.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. We also ain't shout out my homegirl Lauren. So
shout out Lauren, Hustle House.
Lauren, she just dropped some women's shorts, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. So ladies, make sure y'all go ahead and follow Hustle House. Men, make sure y'all follow Hustle House LLC on Instagram and Twitter. They have shorts, shirts, hoodies. She got some more shit releasing real soon. I won't just spoil it yet. She's gonna continue to keep dropping hot shit. Make sure y'all continue to support. This young lady has a great vision. If y'all have not saw the bigger picture movement, she did a great job with Jay Shooting. And yeah, man, make sure y'all continue to follow, shop, continue to use promo code Sessions15. You will receive 15% off of all purchases.
Definitely.
And yeah, she take care of her good people. There's some real comfortable fabric. So get your lady something, get your man something, get your mama something. And
get something.
Yeah, get something. Get something.
Get something.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You feel me? Shout out Lauren the boss, man, for real.
Big shout out Lauren.
Major shout out Lauren.
Man.
How much time we got?
22 seconds. So there were some things that we're going to talk about next week that one, I think actually one of the topics, the last one that we were trying to give them. I think that one we can save for an entire segment. So we weren't able to get to everything that we wanted to, but I also believe that was God did that intentionally, because there are maybe one of those topics we need to be spending an entire episode on. But like I said, we're going to be issuing those polls. Anything that we need to reemphasize, music is definitely a thing. Local artists, please do not refer us to an artist, because again, like,
now I gotta search.
It's only gonna make our job harder. And me personally, I'm gonna lose interest. Like, if I have to go through all these loops just to get to what, you know what I mean?
Like, send us music.
So send music, send songs that you refer. Because again, what that looks like is I don't want to stumble across a song that I'll probably say that we're not in favor of, and we let that dictate whether or not we, you know what I mean? We still look into that artist. So send us what you refer, like, give us something to look into, at least a starting point when you refer an artist, a song, or anything, and keep tagging them.
For sure, man. We really appreciate y'all. I really have
we got a lot of feedback this week.
Yeah.
So we definitely got a lot of feedback. So we appreciate all the love and support from y'all.
Make sure y'all read up on these reparations, man. Educate your mind.
For sure. I'm actually going to have to read up on it, too.
I'm
read up some more, too.
Because I ain't talk too much, because you feel me, I'm kind of ignorant on the situation. I ain't even going to cap to you.
It's cool.
You feel me? I just learned about that shit last night.
Oh, man.
You feel me? But shit, I'm going to definitely look more into it. You know, it was definitely... This was a study session for me. Shit, I was just listening to these niggas. Honestly,
we gonna educate these people while we can. We got some shits and giggles, but we gonna
held myself accountable. I'm gonna let y'all know that's the only reason I really want to say too much. I'm a little ignorant on the situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's always great to learn. You feel me? So y'all learn, and I'm gonna learn with y'all, because I'm definitely gonna do my research going forward. You know what I'm saying? What's the word?
Reparations.
Reparations. That's what I said. Yeah, I said
reparations.
It right. Reparations.
Malik, man, how you doing, bro? Wake up.
I'm good.
That nigga sleep. That nigga sleep.
Wake up. Wyatt, you good, man? Oh yeah.
Hello. How you doing?
Hey,
how you
man,
doing?
what's up?
Hey.
I'm gonna give me a little fedora.
My brother.
Yeah. All right, man. Shit. This Sessions, man, and Mo Gotti, I'm checking out, bro. I'm up out of here. So, yeah. Was we not supposed to end?
That was different.
I'm up out of here, bro.
He switched it up.
Oh, shit. I ain't even give our socials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He switched it way up.
Bro, I was late this morning. It's the drugs, bro. They beat my ass.
Nah, we don't do drugs.
Yeah, it ain't drugs. I'm capping.
This nigga tripping.
Bro, get off. I breathe better when you off my nuts. All right.
Nigga, you can't breathe
Instagram.
Fuck is he talking about? Don't try to blame that on me, nigga.
All right. Follow us on Instagram at sessions.ent. Not Instagram, on Twitter, sessions_ent. Follow me, Mo.Gotti on Instagram.
And then follow me on all social media platforms at Nas the Great 1K.
DJ J Skrilla. I'm gonna have to get this down. Yo, I had it down packed, and to be honest, it was natural as fuck. But I don't know why I've been struggling these last couple weeks. Catch me on IG at j.skrilla. DJ J Skrilla signing off.
He's signing off. I'm gonna work on my little outro exit. This nigga Nas got we out. What I say? What I say when we at this point?
You'd be like, all right, man, this session.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what you say.
I didn't. I'm off my shit. All right, y'all. It's Sessions, bro.
And we out.